talking about Asian cultures, and we are going to draw some koi fish. And we talked about the meaning of a koi fish can be for longevity, perseverance, courage. So we are going to draw and make our own koi fish. And here are some examples. And again, if you look at images of koi fish, what make them so beautiful are all the great colors that are blended. And this just is a great project to do for watercolors. On our final, we're going to put it on a paper and create some more texture in the background. So, the easiest way for me to tell people to draw a koi fish is we are going to use, let's zoom in a little bit more. We're going to use a pencil to start with. So, we're going to make a rainbow, which would be perfect because it was kind of like what we did when we were making those ice creams. We're going to make a rainbow, and then we're going to make kind of an ice cream cone or a party hat. See? Kind of looks like an elf hat. So I curved mine at the end. You need to leave a little room because down here at the bottom, I'm going to make a curved line, kind of like an eyeball, and another curved line for the tails, little bottom fin tails. The koi fish do have 2 fins on the sides. I'm going to draw the line for my head. And then right down the middle, I am going to draw a line. And I know it's so light you can't see it. But that is going to be where I draw. They do have a little dorsal fin on the top. Their eyes, if you are above a koi fish, you can see their eyes. They do have those little bugged out eyes. So I'm going to draw my eyes, and then, yes, you can give your koi fish some fishy lips. Now, it's important when I draw, I go back and I erase that line. So I'm going to use a chunky fat marker to outline. I don't like that sound either. And if you find a Sharpie that doesn't work, then yes, we need to get rid of it. Now, fish are made up of scales, and I can go back in and I can draw my pupil. We're not going to make the whole thing a cutie eye. Second graders and cutie eyes. I need to leave that white. Now, I'm not going to put any pattern on his head. But on his dorsal fin, I want to create some pattern. And then it's a fish. So fish have scales. So again, I'm not going to go really fast. And this is something that you can do right in your Sharpie. You don't need to do this in a pencil first. And if you notice, I have 2 different Sharpies. I have the extra fat one, and then I have a little bit skinnier one. And my scales are just like writing a bunch of U's. And notice, I'm starting one in the middle, so they kind of overlap a little bit, like shingles on a roof. I don't want to do them all the same. This one comes into the middle of that one, so I'm going to jump to the middle of each one that I'm doing. Oh, and these are the things that good time lapses are made of. But I've done this enough that I can do it kind of fast. You do not want to rush. Sloppy scales will look sloppy. So this is what my expectation is for today. So again, it started with a rainbow. After I did the rainbow, I came and I did the ice cream cone, or kind of the hat. I like to put a little curve on it. Remember, you want to leave space at the bottom so you can make your tail fins, your side fins, and then you have a dorsal fin on top. And that is step 1 for the koi fish. Okay, so we seem to be struggling a little bit. So we're going to try drawing this one more time. So, 1, when you're drawing, don't press really hard with your pencil because that makes it really hard to write. Look at the difference. That's pressing hard. That's pressing lightly. You can barely see where I press lightly. Whoa. But that really helps when you're drawing because it's easier to erase. So again, I'm going to start with a rainbow. After I've drawn the rainbow, I'm going to make a triangle. Alrighty, so you can see I like that line, so I'm going to go over it a little bit darker so you can see. Down here at the bottom, notice I left some room at the bottom. Down here at the bottom, I'm going to make, it's almost like, it's kind of like a triangle, and you could probably even make it a triangle first and then curve around it. Or even if it is just a triangle, that's fine. His dorsal fin are like M's. I made it like an ongoing M. His other fins are up here by the top of his body. And again, you can start out with a triangle because a triangle is easy to do. And then I'm going to go around it and make it a little bigger. Again, if you draw lightly, don't push so hard. If you draw lightly, then it's super easy to go back and erase those lines that you don't like. But the biggest problem we sometimes have in second grade is that we push so hard with our pencils, it makes it really hard to erase those lines. So again, draw lightly. When you're done, I'm going to go add my eyes. And again, you can make these kind of cute koi fish. My headline. My pupil. And again, I'm using a mega fat Sharpie to outline it all. And I want to use a fat Sharpie so I get a contrast with the skinny Sharpie when I do my inside scales. So I really want the skinny Sharpie for my inside scales. Alrighty, once you have your fish drawn and you have it all outlined, we're going to watercolor. And again, koi fish are so awesome the way the colors blend and bleed into one another. I'm going to paint my fish with water. I am not painting the eyes. And it's probably, oh, it's perfect actually in the video. You can see how much water I'm using. So you want to make sure you have clean water, which means if your other people at your table aren't ready yet, they don't want to use, you don't want to share the water with them. Once it's all wet, and I should have done this first, I need to wake up my colors. And my koi fish are yellow, yellows, reds, oranges, and blacks. So you might want to wake those colors up first, then get your paper all wet. Unfortunately, this yellow is a little green. And notice, I'm just, oh, that made it worse. I'm going to just dot my colors on there. And what happens to that color?
They blend.
They are starting to blend together. So I don't want to paint it all. I just want to kind of dab it in a few places. You can do it all over. And really a little bit of black. Not a lot of black, because black is a really powerful color, which means it can take over any of the other colors. So I don't want a lot of black, but a little bit. Did I paint it all or did I leave some areas white? You want to leave some areas white. Here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen if I pick this up?
It's going to go everywhere.
It is going to go everywhere. So when I'm done painting, we're just going to leave it right where it is. Don't pick it up. We want it to dry right where it is on the table.